Welcome back. We are making a pumpkin roll cake today, which I'm super excited about. I haven't made a roll cake since I was a child, and really it was my dad making it, and it was a jelly roll cake, and I remember none of us really liked it, but I think that was the jelly that we used, not the cake. So I am going to get all the ingredients mixed up. Now this recipe does call to do wet first and then dry and sift them, and I usually skip that step, but I'm going to do it because I don't want to not be able to roll this cake. So I'm making two cakes actually. The first cake that I'm making is a pumpkin roll cake, and then I'm also going to do we need more sugar. Now I have the oven preheated to 375 degrees. We will cook this for about 13 to 15 minutes. Welcome back, I'm Carrie. This is Keep It Simple DIY. We are just doing some fun kitchen things again. Okay, vanilla going in. And I think before I mix this, I'm going to get all of the dry ingredients sifted. So we need 3/4 cup of flour, which I think I'm just going to use the 1 cup. Right on in. And then 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Guess I really didn't need to sift the salt. And then baking powder and baking soda both get 1/2 teaspoon. So I am making these cakes to bring to work with me tomorrow. These cakes are great for any time in the fall, but tomorrow happens to be Halloween. So I figured we would all enjoy having a cake. I'm going to add pumpkin pie spice as well, about 1.5 tablespoons, which is about all I have there. So we'll do maybe not quite all of that. Sift this. Sifting is very satisfying. I don't typically do it, but I like it. This is why we did that though. Okay, there we go. We are sifted. And now I'm going to use this that has speeds high and higher. So I want to mix this until it gets light in color. Next we need to fold in 2/3 cup of pumpkin puree, which I didn't think this through. I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of the pumpkin puree. I'll have to come up with something. Also, this is supposed to be the first snowy day of the season. I don't think it's going to snow though. But I was so excited about the thought of waking up to snow, and definitely did not happen, and I'm pretty sure we won't get any. This year was so hot. It's so strange. It's fall, but I feel like we had 90s days just a few weeks ago. Okay, let's see. You don't want too much. Now the recipe said to fold this in and then also fold in, or mix this in until it's well combined, but fold in the dry ingredients. So we will do that. Okay, that is completely incorporated now. I don't see any additional pieces of it. Let's get the dry ingredients in. And it said this is going to be a very wet cake batter. And then it wants us to fold these in, which that's a little interesting because this is not thick enough to fold. So I'm just going to lightly kind of mix fold. I think we did it. Yeah. I put parchment paper down, and it said to make sure your parchment paper is big enough that you can grab it. I'm also going to spray the parchment paper. We're not taking any chances here. And then we just pour this on and hope. These glass bowls really need handles. Okay, I now need to get this spread out across the entire pan. And I'm going to just give it a little bit of a jiggle because I'm trying to get it to be even. Okay, 13 to 15 minutes, and in the meantime we need to get a towel lined with sugar. We have 7 minutes, and I think that in that 7 minutes I can get the first part of the cake, the dry ingredients, all ready. So that was 3/4 of a cup of flour and yeah, half a teaspoon of salt. Got myself confused for a second because I was thinking teaspoon, but that's baking powder. This is the beginning of our chocolate cake. And I am going to be using Dutch cocoa, which is a really dark cocoa. It's like the Oreos kind of cocoa, and we need 1/4 of a cup. And that is all we need, which is why I think I can get this part done. Now this next recipe is gonna be a little bit more finicky. We have to separate the eggs and do quite a bit of things with it. Now see, it was good that I did this because this cocoa powder definitely needed to be sifted. I'm making a mess. Okay, that is done. So now let's get this ready because now we have, well, 5 minutes, but I think we'll be okay. Make sure we're good. A little bit of powdered sugar. I'm so used to using rice flour for something like this, so this is different. You know what? I think I want this to be sifted as well. Yeah. Okay, I think that's good. Oh. How in the heck? Do you see what happened here? These two connected. I don't even understand how that just happened. Okay, got it. All right, let's see how this goes. This took about 2 minutes longer than the longest time. So, I have zero confidence in this. The video that I saw, they like tilted it up here and then flipped it, but it just looks like, oops, I guess that's probably not where I want to put that. I'm trying to figure out how this end can come down and we flip at the same time. Maybe cake number 2 will go better. Right here. I don't know how that went. We'll see. All right, it's on there. Couldn't have been smoother. So now we need to roll it. I can't remember if we need to roll this side in first or if we just roll from here. I think it's just like this. But then how will we not stick? Not quite sure. So this needs to cool completely, like this. So I'm gonna put it back here and it'll be there for quite a few hours. Now I know I need to separate the egg whites and the egg yolks, so let's do that. And I wanna make sure that I am very careful when reading this. So it says using a hand mixer or stand mixer, fitted, well, wants me to use a whisk attachment. I don't have that on there, that's okay. We need to be this and 1/4 cup of sugar till we have medium peaks. And then we do this one. So 1/4 cup of sugar. A little bit of cocoa. That's okay, we'll be okay. So medium peaks. Okay, I think I'm gonna call this medium peak. Okay, if you're gonna do that, use a stand mixer. This is so loud, my stand mixer is so quiet. We need to do the next step though, so let's read it. It says egg yolks and remaining sugar, so that was a 1/4 cup. I don't need to do some math, figure out what we need. We need a 1/2 cup of sugar. Am I yelling at you? Am I talking really loud? And some vanilla. This is optional. I am adding some coffee paste. I was thinking vanilla bean paste. It's coffee powder. Okay, need to mix this for about 2 minutes. All right, so now it says to put 1/2 of this mixture in here and then the other 1/2. So I think I'm gonna put 1/2 in here and then we'll put it all in the big bowl. These might just be more of soft peaks than medium peaks, but they are peaks nonetheless. We are supposed to mix it on low for 10 seconds. My low isn't very low, but we'll do it. This is a very finicky recipe. It also has a ganache on the top. Mix this down. About 10 seconds. Next up, we fold the dry ingredients in. Okay. We're doing it. This is way finickier than I normally do. And this recipe also said drop it down to 450. I am quite sure my oven is lower than it says. It's been quite a few times making things, and that seems to be my consensus every time. So I'm gonna leave it at 375 and we'll set it for like 15 minutes and then check it. It's about the same time as the other one. So learning from last time, they said you want to be able to like pick it up out of there, but I think I want to have a little less on one side. I'll spray it. And then here we go. Well, okay, we'll spread it out. All right, this one goes in as well. I'll spare you all the details, but I realized that I forgot to put the oil in because this recipe was written in a way that I'm not used to reading. The recipe like split some ingredients up at the top, some mixed in. I don't know, anytime it's like divided, I get mixed up. So not the right time to add it in, but better late than never. I just poured everything back in here and it'll have to do. All right, let's try this again. Let's hope this works okay. Okay, we should have about 3 minutes left. Oh, maybe this side. I'm going to get this one, instead of powdered sugared, we're gonna get it cocoaed. Whew, hopefully this turns out. This has been an adventure. Not sure I will do these again. The whole reason I did them is because my team at work is used to having a pumpkin roll at this time of year, and the person who would bring it is now retired. So I still wanted them to have it. So I figured I would bring it, and cocoa along with it. Okay, I gotta say, it worked out to be able to get a thinner cake with this one because I lost some batter. Okay, let's see if we can. See, it's the parchment paper down here. There we go. I went in with a lot more confidence that time. Roll it up. Well, it looks like we did it. It has been quite a few hours and we now have at least one cake completely cooled, so I'm going to make the filling, and I'm debating on how I'm going to get these to work. We're not debating, but I'm trying to figure out, do I need to go to the Dollar Tree and find like a platter and maybe a way to cover the platter? Thinking that through. So we need 6 tablespoons of softened room temperature butter and then a whole stick of cream cheese, of a block. not stick. We need 1 cup of sifted powdered sugar and a little bit of vanilla, and then we mix on speed high, I guess, because I only have speeds high and higher. Awesome. All right, moment of truth. Let's see if this is gonna stick or if we're gonna be okay. We're cracking. That'll just have to do. Okay. Now this is kind of thick. This is like cinnamon roll frosting. That's the best. Okay. Let's see if we can roll it back up. Oh no! All cracked, which honestly, not surprised. This is exactly why I don't typically make these. And I probably won't again, but I thought we'd try it. I feel like nobody's gonna care. It makes me wonder if it would have made more sense to roll it the other way. Okay. Still need to figure out how I want to take that with me to work. Maybe it'll just stay on that plate. Alrighty, I'm back from the store. I decided to get out the mixer because I'm using heavy whipping cream and I just don't want to do that with the really loud one like I did earlier. So I need a cup of this. Perfect. And then some vanilla. Whew, I'm a little hot from the running around. 3 tablespoons of sugar. It said either powdered sugar or granulated sugar. I'm just gonna use granulated because then I don't have to refill the powdered sugar. And optional is a few tablespoons of fluff. And since I was at the store, I was like, of course I will buy the fluff. And it was on sale, so even better. I don't know why I'm measuring with a tablespoon, but 2 tablespoons. That's probably a heaping 2 tablespoons, but nobody's gonna complain about that. Delicious. I just added 4 ounces of both heavy cream and chocolate to be our ganache. And then I'm just going to add a splash of corn syrup just to make it, whoa. It's like stringing, just to make it shiny. Okay, this looks great. Unroll this cake. Hopefully it doesn't crack on us now. I think we shouldn't let it cool exactly all the way. That's what seems to be the case, is that I let the other one cool a little bit too much. That's just my guess. But it did say let it completely cool off. Hi, Milo. Great. Let's roll it up. And I even left an extra little bit on the edge there, and it's still coming out. That one looks really good. So now, let me see. I think I want to cut the edge off before I put it on the plate. The ganache is coming together. It just needs to melt a little bit more so that the chocolate chips are melted, and then we'll be ready to pour. Oh, and I keep splashing it though. All right, I think we are ready to get this poured over the top. So let's see. Just gonna lightly pour it over and hope it goes where I want it to. This one looks much better than the other one did, so, and we don't have that much of a mess. I need to get the other one out. I did find trays at the Dollar Tree, and I only bought one coffee mug while we were there. It had gingerbread on it. I think I want to cut the ends of this one off too, because that'll make it look cuter. Okay, after much trial and error and a lot of error, we have done it. The cakes are done. This one's a little bit cracked, but that's okay. This one took 2 takes for both parts. That's kind of funny. The cake took 2 takes and the filling did, but the ganache was good. We did that on the first try. These look great. They need to get in my fridge, and then tomorrow I'm going to take them in a box, and these are nice and light, which is good because everything in my house was really heavy, so I was worried about traveling with them. So nobody will care. They're gonna taste the same even though it's cracked right there, and I'm excited about them. And tomorrow's Halloween, so I'm gonna dress up like a cat because of course. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here and you haven't yet, please subscribe. If you're interested in some other desserts that you could use for Thanksgiving, because these are great for that, I will pop some up here. And Thanksgiving is coming up, so if you're interested in learning how to make a whole Thanksgiving meal, I will pop that here. I will see you next time. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.